Darshini, daughter of Azilan. I am from SMK Iskandar Shah, a school at Jasim Melaka. So I'm also a reporter of TV Pusat Sumber Sekolah SMK Iskandar Shah. So I have request for you. You have studied English language and literature in United Kingdom. So our ambition are similar, where I want to be an English professor too.
Okay.
So I have a few questions regarding to it.
Okay.
Okay. So currently I am an economics student in my semester 1. So my request is, what part should I take after I finish my Form 6?
What course?
Yes, what?
Okay. So for English, there's a lot of option for you to take at the tertiary level. You can take English language itself. You can take literature. You can take mass communication if you like that. But you can do journalism, which is another area in which you can focus on. But basically, when you do English, you can do a lot of many other things which you can branch out to. So because at university, you don't just study one subject. You're going to have a major, you're going to have a minor. So you can choose subjects, choose and match your subjects which interest you the most and which you think would suit you when you finish your education.
Okay. Is there any university you should recommend me to continue my studies?
Well, there's many universities. Of course, you have to look at their ranking because universities will have their ranking. So certain subjects, certain universities would be higher ranks. So you have to look at what area of studies you want to go into and look at which are the best schools or which are the best faculty for that particular subject or that particular course which you want to do, and then apply for those universities. If you go overseas, it's very simple because they have the ranking. If you want the top law universities, they will rank number 1 right up to number 20. If you want the top literature or economic universities, they will rank them according to that. So you have to look at all the universities available and to see the faculty which you want to do the course and to see where they are ranked for you to choose the best universities which you want.
Okay, I understand your tips, sir. Thank you so much for your time
All right.
cooperation
But
with me.
whatever it is, my advice to you is whichever university you get, you have to make the most of the course. Yep, and try to achieve your best. So even if the university is slightly lower ranked, but it is what you do once you're inside and the degree which you will get, and also your plan on how to achieve or what you want to do after that, which is important, and that you keep to the goal. Yeah? So don't get frustrated. Whichever part or whichever university you get, doesn't matter. It's what you do with the opportunity.
Thank
Alright?
you so much for your tips. I really appreciate it, sir. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
All right.
I have one question for my. Okay. Since you are in the English language line, besides teaching, you have ventured into sports, right? And also into film. But you say that film industry and sports isn't very promising for our career. So that's quite worrying for me because if she wanted to get into sports or other industry other than teaching, what is your advice for future
Well,
English?
If you want to go into the media, you have to be sure because media is always evolving. In the old days, in the 70s and the 60s, you have a lot of print media. Yeah, but print media is slowly evolving. If you look at newspapers, most of the newspaper companies are in trouble back in the 90s or the late 90s, early 2000s, because people are starting to use the internet more.
Yes.
So that is why companies like Media Prima, they brought in News Straits Times, they brought in Berita Harian, and it is going online right now. So apart from the print materials, you also have materials readily available online, which with the click of a button you can get all that. So basically, when we talk about education, when we talk about job security, you must be able to ensure that you have all the basic knowledge or the basic information which will make you able to sustain. Of course, what is important is that when you choose, I'm not saying that it won't be successful, but you choose, and what you have to do is to ensure that the choice which you make and your preparedness for that particular choice is sound, so that whatever happens, you are able to adapt to the change. Yeah, because if they only rely print media, they only rely on the print item,
Mhm.
then you see companies like Utusan Malaysia having to close down.
Of course.
But companies which manage to adapt using the social media platform, using the internet platform, they have managed to sustain their company.
Yeah, being an astro newscaster for sports, what is your greatest moment at the time?
There's so many greatest moments because I did a lot of things. I did the Olympic Games, the Asian Games, Commonwealth Games. We did the World Cup. Of course, if we talk about football, we talk about the World Cup. When we talk about sports on a whole, we talk about the Olympic Games, talk about the Commonwealth and the Asian Games. But I was fortunate to be able to do all the sports. But I would say the best moment would be when I was with Media Prima, when we showed the Champions League. At that time, there's a lot of competition between the TV stations. But at Media Prima, at that time, we had TV3, we have NTV7, we have Channel 8, and we have TV9. So on one night, we can show 4 games at one go. Whereas other companies like ESPN or Star Sports, they only have 1 channel, so they can only show two programs. But here we are at Media Prima, a Malaysian company, we're showing 4 games on one night with the Champions League, and we brought in people from overseas as well to co-commentate on that.
Yeah, it sure has given many inspiration for us. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.